Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be starting a series on toxic people and toxicity because we need to understand how dangerous it can be. First of all, let me tell you what it means to be toxic, or what toxic actually is. Toxic is poisonous, okay? It's also very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. Okay, so now with that being said, let me tell you what insidious means. Okay, insidious is proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. Treacherous, crafty, cunning, sneaky, subtle, stealthy. So listen. Understanding these things is very important. We left off from toxic and it led us right over to insidious. Cunning, crafty, treacherous. So now you understand why it's important that you separate yourself from toxic people and toxic situations. So that's what this new series is going to be about, because when we, first of all, don't even know how to identify what a toxic person is, that can become a huge problem for us. Some of you may already be surrounded by very toxic people, but because of this natural attachment, you don't understand the spiritual implications to allowing yourself to remain in the company of a toxic person or a toxic situation. Because sometimes it's not necessarily just a single person. It can be a toxic environment, period, where you have to remove yourself from that toxic environment before you are poisoned to death, on both a natural and a spiritual sense. In both a natural and a spiritual sense. And so that's what this series is going to be about, because many of us, we've had situations where we know something was very toxic, but we were afraid to address it. We didn't want to remove ourselves from it because we didn't want to hurt other people's feelings. But you have to understand, there are people that are doing things so very detrimental to your life, your spiritual well-being, your whole existence, and they don't care about your feelings. And so while you're sitting here trying to sort out how to tiptoe around other people's feelings, they are doing something that is harming you to the core. And they don't care. And so this series, I hope you all will tune in and share the topics. I'm going to cover some very, very juicy topics. Relationship topics, situational topics, environment, and even dealing with your own self, because there are people who themselves have toxic ways about them that is eating them up from the inside out. And so you've got to be able to identify those things. Identify that poison and that insidious nature that might rest right in your own body. Identify it so that you can heal from it. Get away from it. Deal with it. Even with other people. You're going to have to learn how to cut off all of your natural attachments and saying that, well, this is my family. This is this person or that person, but this is my best friend. If somebody is toxic, you better understand the spiritual and the natural implications for continuing that relationship. Now, it's different if a person is willing to change. And I mean really, not a person who is pretending to change, but they have no intentions of changing, but they are trying to use some type of manipulation to keep you bound to the relationship. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a person who is truly sincere about changing the toxicity that exists in them. So stay tuned for this series. As a matter of fact, if you want me to talk about a certain topic within this toxicity, please forward that information to me as well. And I will consider putting it on the table for conversation. But the first two topics I'm going to cover, they are very, very juicy. I'm going to start them off with a bang, okay? Because moving forward, your very life can depend on separating yourself from toxicity. Your very life can depend on it. Because, again, remember what we said, it's poisonous. It's treacherous. It is a danger to you. And so you don't need to be messing around with nothing like that. All right. I am done with this video just to introduce the subject or the topic to you all. Share your thoughts in the comment section as far as what you think we should be talking about in this series, okay? Because there is a whole lot that can be covered in this. This is going to fall under the P31 SOW, which is the Proverbs 31 School of Wisdom. We want to kick out some wisdom and understanding to you all. Things that the Most High have revealed to us concerning dealing with people and even dealing with your own self, dealing with environments. We want to share that all with you. So this will fall under the P31 School of Wisdom. So stay tuned for some very heavy-hitting topics, okay? We're going to go there because it is a must, especially with what's going on in the world today. You need to know who you are surrounded by. And anyone who cannot contribute something positive to your life need to bounce, okay? And if you're too weak to cause them or tell them to bounce, then you have actually signed up for your own demise, because guess what? Toxic people can and will destroy you. And your own toxicity that dwells within can and will destroy you as well. So stay tuned, family. Leave your comments below on topics you think we should cover in this series. Share and like this video. And with that, I am out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.